Rain tapped gently against the window as Ayaan sat alone in his small apartment, staring at the faint glow of his laptop screen. The city outside moved with its usual urgency, but inside time felt suspended, heavy with memories he could neither escape nor fully embrace. The room smelled faintly of old books and untouched coffee, a quiet testament to the loneliness he had grown accustomed to over the years. It had been 3 years since his younger sister Meher had disappeared. Not a trace, not a single clue, just an empty room and a silence that echoed through every corner of his life. The authorities had eventually closed the case, labeling it a probable voluntary disappearance, but Ayaan had never believed that. Meher had been the kind of person who left notes on the refrigerator. For trivial things like buying milk, she would never have vanished without a word. That evening, as he absent-mindedly browsed the internet, a notification appeared on his screen. A new video had been uploaded to a channel he had never seen before. What caught his attention was not the channel name, but the thumbnail. It showed a narrow alleyway painted with a faded mural of a blue butterfly. His breath caught in his throat. He knew that place. It was the alley behind their childhood home, where Meher had spent countless afternoons sketching butterflies on the cracked walls. His hands trembled as he clicked on the link. The video began with a shaky recording of the alley, accompanied by the distant hum of traffic. For several seconds, nothing happened. Then a woman's voice whispered softly, almost lost in the static. "Ayaan, if you're watching this, I'm sorry." The world seemed to collapse around him. He replayed the video again and again, clinging to every syllable. It was unmistakably Meher's voice, fragile yet familiar. The video ended abruptly, offering no explanation, no visible face, only the haunting echo of her apology. Sleep eluded him that night. Questions churned relentlessly in his mind. Where was she? Why now? And most importantly, was she safe? Determined to uncover the truth, Ayaan began to analyze the video frame by frame. In one fleeting moment, a reflection appeared in a broken window behind the alley. It revealed the faint outline of a street sign bearing the name of a town several hours away. By dawn, he had packed a small bag and set out on the journey. The road stretched endlessly before him, mirroring the uncertainty in his heart. As he drove, memories surfaced unbidden. Meher's laughter during monsoon rains, the way she would tug at his sleeve when frightened, and the promise he had once made to always protect her. That promise now felt like a weight pressing heavily on his chest. The town was quiet when he arrived, its streets lined with aging buildings and sleepy cafes. He wandered through the area shown in the video until he found the alley. The mural of the blue butterfly was there just as he remembered, though its colors had faded with time. Ayaan's pulse quickened as he searched for any sign of Meher. An elderly shopkeeper watched him with curious eyes. Gathering his courage, Ayaan approached and showed him a still image from the video. The man studied it carefully before nodding. "Yes, I've seen her," he said softly. "She comes here sometimes, usually at dusk. Keeps to herself." Hope surged through Ayaan, mingled with a strange apprehension. He spent the day waiting, his gaze fixed on the entrance of the alley. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows across the pavement, a familiar figure appeared. She moved cautiously, her posture guarded, but there was no mistaking her. "Meher," he whispered, his voice barely audible. She froze. Slowly, she turned, her eyes widening with a mixture of shock and fear. For a moment, neither of them moved. Then tears welled up in her eyes. "Ayaan, you shouldn't be here," she said, her voice trembling. He stepped closer, searching her face for answers. 3 years, Meher. 3 years without a word. Do you have any idea what that did to me?" Her gaze fell to the ground. "I know, and I'm so sorry." They sat on a nearby bench, the silence between them heavy with unspoken emotions. Finally, Meher began to speak, her words halting at first, but gradually gaining strength. She explained that she had witnessed a violent crime while returning home one evening. The perpetrators had seen her and threatened her life. Terrified, and with the help of a sympathetic officer, she had entered a witness protection program. For her safety, and for Ayaan's, she had been forbidden from contacting him. The years of isolation had been unbearable, but she had endured them to ensure that the criminals would eventually be brought to justice. "The trial ended last month," she said, her eyes glistening. "They've been sentenced. I was finally allowed to return, but I didn't know how to face you after causing so much pain. That's why I left the video. I hoped you'd find me, but I was also afraid you wouldn't forgive me." Ayaan felt a surge of conflicting emotions, anger at the lost years, relief at her safety, and an overwhelming love that overshadowed everything else. He reached out and took her hand, noticing the faint tremor in her fingers. "You should have trusted me," he said gently. "But I understand why you couldn't. What matters is that you're alive." Tears streamed down Meher's face as she squeezed his hand. "I missed you every single day." In that moment, the weight of the past seemed to lift. The siblings embraced, their reunion a quiet testament to resilience and enduring love. Yet as they began to talk about the future, another revelation emerged. Meher confessed that during her time in hiding, she had struggled with profound guilt and loneliness. To cope, she had started volunteering at shelters, helping others who had faced trauma and displacement. Through this work, she had discovered a new sense of purpose and strength. However, she feared that returning to her old life might erase the person she had become. Ayaan listened intently, realizing that both of them had been transformed by their separate journeys. He too had changed, learning patience, empathy, and the fragile nature of hope. Instead of returning to the past, they began to envision a future shaped by these newfound perspectives. "Maybe we don't have to go back to who we were," Ayaan suggested. "Maybe we can create something new together." Inspired by Meher's experiences, they decided to establish a community center dedicated to supporting individuals affected by violence and loss. The process was neither quick nor easy. It required months of planning, fundraising, and emotional healing. Yet each challenge strengthened their bond, turning their shared pain into a source of compassion for others. On the day the center finally opened, sunlight streamed through its wide windows, illuminating walls adorned with artwork created by survivors. Among them was a vibrant mural of a blue butterfly, painted by Meher herself. It symbolized transformation, resilience, and the courage to embrace new beginnings. As guests filled the space, Ayaan watched his sister interact with them, her smile genuine and radiant. He felt a profound sense of peace, knowing that their journey, though marked by sorrow, had ultimately led them to this moment of renewal. Later that evening, as they stood together outside the center, Meher handed Ayaan a small envelope. Inside was a photograph of the two of them as children, standing in front of the original butterfly mural. "I kept this with me all these years," she said softly. "It reminded me that no matter how far I went, I was never truly alone." Ayaan smiled, his eyes misty with emotion. "And now we're exactly where we're meant to be." The city lights flickered to life around them, casting a warm glow that seemed to mirror the hope blossoming within their hearts. Their story, once defined by separation and uncertainty, had evolved into one of resilience and unity. Through forgiveness and understanding, they had transformed their pain into a legacy of compassion. As they walked back inside, laughter and conversation filled the air. The center was no longer just a building, it was a sanctuary, a testament to the power of human connection and the enduring strength of love. And in that moment, Ayaan realized that sometimes the most unexpected twists of fate lead us not to the lives we once imagined, but to the ones we were always meant to live. The memory of the mysterious video link would forever remain a poignant reminder of the fragile threads that bind people together. It had not only reunited a brother and sister, but had also sparked a journey of healing and transformation that would touch countless lives. Years later, as Ayaan reflected on the path they had traveled, he understood that loss and hope are often intertwined, each giving meaning to the other. The pain of the past had shaped them, but it was their choice to embrace compassion and resilience that ultimately defined their legacy. Standing beside Meher, watching the community they had built flourish, Ayaan felt a quiet certainty settle within him. Life would always be unpredictable, filled with moments of darkness and light. Yet as long as they faced it together, guided by love and purpose, There was nothing they could not overcome. And so, beneath the gentle glow of the evening sky, their story continued, not as a tale of tragedy, but as a testament to the enduring power of hope, forgiveness, and the unbreakable bonds of the human heart.